everyone, my name is Glory. I'm a resident here at Faulkner and I'm here to give you guys a tour.
Hey everyone, my name is Jessica and I'm a senior resident of Faulkner and I'm here to show you around.
So here I'm in central Faulkner. I'm surrounded by the different buildings here that occupy Faulkner. Over here to my left is called Hench. It's one of the 3 buildings of Faulkner. And then right here in the middle we have Mitchell. And then lastly we have Younger, which is also another section of Faulkner.
These apartment stories are multi-level, so each one has about 3 to 4 levels. You can come through the both here. It's great in the summer. People love to study out here at night or just any time of the day because it has that shade, it has outlets, and there's benches if you want to eat out here. I'm gonna go and have a little bit of a tour and see what the inside of a complex will look like. Enter here, you'll see there's a lot of ways in and out. There's a parking area that surrounds the building, so you can always exit your apartment from the back. We can go up a few floors and take a look at the general setup. So each floor has around 1 to 2 apartments. There's an apartment on this side. Those are for our lovely RAs.
Alright, we're at my apartment and I would like to give you guys a tour. Come and join me. Welcome to my apartment. Alright, here we're at the kitchen. As you can see, we have a four-top stove and also an oven. We also have a refrigerator right here. And my roommate and I were able to bring our appliances that we usually use in the kitchen. We love cooking in here. We love making meals. We tend to meal prep sometimes. So yeah, this is our kitchen. We're in the living room. This apartment came with the couches that you see over here and the furniture. We tend to study here and just have meals. Also just watch a movie. And over here we have our dining area. The apartment came with a table and chairs, 4 different chairs. And we just love to have breakfast here, study here, just look out the window, get some sunlight. These are one of the 2 rooms. This is where like our little hallway area, and then here you'll see that we have our vanity slash bathroom slash sinks. There are 2 sinks, and also there's a restroom right here. I'll turn on the light. You can see toilet area, which is great. And then moving right towards this way, we have a shower, which is just it's pretty spacious and yeah. We have a lot of extra space in this apartment. So for me at least, this is my coat closet. This is where I keep my cleaning supplies and just my jackets and shoes and things like that. It's just a nice way to just put all of your outside clothes and shoes away, and also some just things that you don't need right away. Now I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my bedroom, so follow me. This bedroom came with a bed, a full bed. Came with a dresser and also a coat closet or just wardrobe right here. It also came with a desk right here and a chair. And everything else you can fill in and personalize to make it your own. I like to study at my desk or just like watch TV or just like relax and just like sit on my chair, just unwind from the day. And just to keep in mind, because it happens to be an RA apartment, that's why we have 2 bedrooms. But as a resident moving into Faulkner, you should expect 4 bedrooms. The bedrooms are different sizes. There's 1 larger room and then 3 normal size rooms. And this happens to be what a larger room looks like. I love it so much. It really just defines my personality.
If you're lucky enough to get one of the top floors, you can have a really nice view of the whole association. The grass is green right now because it's fall, so it's beautiful. But let's go see what the laundry room looks like.
We're gonna go down the stairs. Looks a little dark. That's okay, we're gonna go down here.
Now, as any typical on-ground housing laundry room, you're gonna need your student ID card. And this can be found in the basement floor of Mitchell.
Welcome to our laundry room. As you can see, we have some vending machines if you ever need a drink.
This is the general area. We have 6 washers and dryers.
We do use a mobile app to access our laundry. It's called Speed Queen, and you're able to submit all your payments and everything that you need to run the washing machines properly. So you might be wondering, where do I get my mail or if I receive any packages? So generally our mail gets delivered to Lambeth. That's where you would get your mail and everything that you order.
Now we're currently in the back of the apartment because I think it's important to show that this association is quite accessible. So right now we're behind Younger, and both Younger and Hench Something that I think really helps with accessibility of buildings is we don't have elevators. And here is a wheelchair ramp to help you get to your apartment if you ever need this accommodation.
And here is our parking for Faulkner residents. If you ever happen to bring your car or happen to have your car on grounds, you're going to need to contact UVA Transportation, and they usually send out an email or information on their website that basically spells out how you're supposed to get your parking pass, and you should be able to get one for Faulkner. My favorite part of living at Faulkner is how peaceful it is. I found the scenery very calming.
It's very quiet. It's very peaceful. You hear the birds chirping in the background. It doesn't have that typical like JPA hustle and bustle.
Coming back from classes, you're overstimulated, and you come back and you like see beautiful greenery.
It really creates a good balance between your school life and your personal life, because when you're here it really feels like home, and then when you take the bus to go to Central Grounds, that feels like school. So it's good to have that separation. I think it's an almost suburban feel, kind of like that fake adulthood, and I feel like Faulkner really creates that environment, because it's like, oh, you live in an apartment complex, you have your neighbors.
I love watching people go out with their picnic blankets, laying it out on the grass, and just doing their work there, eating there, just relaxing with some friends. We're very close to North Grounds Gym.
It is very recreational. I mean, North Grounds Gym is like 5 minutes away max. There's also like trails and stuff near here, so it really allows for outdoor recreation.
Transportation is provided by the Gold Line of the University Transportation System. I always use a bus, and it's very user-friendly with the UVA bus app called Translock.
The bus runs till late, and there's also safe rides, so there's opportunities to get back home.
It's a 15-minute walk by Barracks. Or if you also want to take the bus with the Gold Line, you can also do that. So there are a lot of shops if you ever need clothes, groceries, or you just want to hang out, get coffee with friends. It's just a great place to go. The community at Faulkner is comprised of second, third, and fourth years.
It's an upperclassman housing, so people start figuring out themselves, their priority, and what they want to get out of housing.
And you also have roommates, so you're not all by yourself. You have a sense of community within your own apartment.
The RAs host a lot of programming to help bring the community together.
You can expect like community programs,
catering like cookies or pizza, stuff like that. They also try to incorporate some inclusion and diversity aspects to make this community more multicultural. They have a growing run club that they're trying to do. They're also bringing in people from the Career Center and doing LinkedIn workshops. So programs like that, or just casual like board gaming nights.
We generally have people come out at the gazebo, get food, make new friends.
RAs here are making sure that you have fun and that you stay safe and that you have a home that you can return to and feel good about returning to at the end of the day. We might be in it at night, like these string lights come on that you see around here, and it's really pretty, and it's just very calm, very serene.
I love to go outside. I love just walking around, sitting at the gazebo, just doing work there, getting some fresh air.
If I had to pick a favorite place, it's probably like my bed, realistically, but if I had to pick an aspect, it's probably the gazebo.
Generally, I do love staying in my apartment. I love nature. I love enjoying my environment. So if I'm not in my living room, or if I'm not in the gazebo, I'm most likely at the library.
I think it's helped shape me in redefining my priorities.
Coming to Faulkner is like my first sense of adulting, living in an apartment.
Having a designated space that I call home and where my workspace is has been really fundamental in how, how am I going to use my time.
Being able to cook my own meals in my kitchen, not necessarily relying on the dining hall, being able to be so close to the grocery stores in Barracks.
When I'm home, this is what we're going to do. When we're at class or on grounds, what are you going to do there? And just time management.
It gave me that independence, that individualized room. If I ever need a break, I'm able to have my solitude time while also making friends and building that community that I need. First thing I would tell them is to take a deep breath and tell them that it's going to be okay, because it can be very overwhelming having to come in and think that you have to make all of the perfect housing decisions overnight.
I think there's many benefits to living on grounds. First of all, there's the amenities that come with it. It's a great package. I mean, it's all included, like the water, the Wi-Fi, electricity. You have resources that you otherwise wouldn't have access to if you lived alone. Obviously, you have your friends, but here you have friends, community, and you have your RAs and your senior resident.
I would definitely go to the information sessions that talk about on-grounds housing. Make sure that you're making informed decisions before you sign any contracts.
There are people here who can delegate you to the right space so you're not on your own.
You have time to meet the people that you want to live with as well, so you don't want to rush into any rapid decisions. Also, talk to your friends, talk to upperclassmen, and ask them questions. Definitely utilize all of your resources.
I love living here.
I just love the atmosphere here at Faulkner. Having that sense of independence and also a sense of community.
If I could go back in time, I'd choose the same path again of going on grounds.